Orifunke Lawal, and you are welcome to day 8 of the 21 days of branding course. And I am also happy that I get to record a video with my face on, and I hope you are happy like I am too. Well, welcome. In today's lesson, I am going to be teaching you about unique selling propositions, also known as USPs. And this is important. You will get to know why as we move forward. In our last lesson, actually in our last 2 lessons, I taught you about brand competitor analysis, how to identify your direct, your indirect, your potential, and your replacement competitors, and how to research on them and create an analysis on them so that you can find your own competitive advantage, or at least have an idea of what the market is expecting and what the companies or the people in your field are already delivering. Now, the essence, one of the major essence, if not the major one of the major reasons that having a competitor analysis is important is because it allows you to craft your unique selling propositions. And in branding, having a unique selling proposition is it's a non-negotiable. You know how we always say that it's important to be unique, especially for personal brands. You want to be unique, you want to stand out, you want to be different. Same thing for business brands as well. You want to be different from the crowd. Well, that's process of finding your uniqueness and communicating your uniqueness is found in your unique selling proposition. So let's break down that word. You have unique, you have selling, you have propositions. Your unique means you're different. When people see it, they know that it's from you. When people come in contact with it, they know, hey, we do not get this from anywhere else. This is how she does her things. They're different. This is how they deliver their stuff. It is unique because it is not like what the market is already offering or what other people are offering. That's why I mentioned this over and over again. In branding, when building a brand, you don't copy, right? You don't copy, I want to say copy for copy, but you don't just pick up stuff from other brands and say, we want to implement, we want to copy this brand, their colors, their posts, their everything. No, because it removes the authentic factor from the game. It means you're not going to be unique. And for you to be able to focus on unique selling propositions, of course, you have to be unique. It has to be something that you deliver better than other people in the game. Then you have selling. I've mentioned this a lot of times. Even if you're a personal brand, there is something that you are selling. You might be selling your experience, you might be selling your knowledge, you might be selling your influence, you might be selling your authority, you might be selling your skill or expertise, but there is always something that you are selling to people. And I want to mention this because it's not so hard for people who run businesses to understand their selling. It's usually personal brands who feel like, oh, I'm a personal brand, I do not like to sell, I do not like to put myself out there because, oh, I just want to share knowledge. But selling does not mean you're selling a product or services. In fact, sometimes it doesn't even mean that you are getting money from it. Sometimes you are selling your skills, you are selling your ideas, you are selling yourself to potential people who will eventually get to buy from you in the future. So selling means that there is something that you deliver. There is a value that you deliver to your audience. Right? That's what it means. And then proposition, of course, from the word propose, or it's proposed from proposition. So a proposition means that you are offering something. It means something that you are offering. This is what we are offering to you. We are selling a product, but beyond the product that we're selling to you, this is what you are proposing. So, you know, when a man, when a man proposes to a woman and asks her to be his wife, he's not just saying, he's not just selling marriage to her. At that point, he's proposing marriage and the benefits of marriage. So for her to say yes, it's like she's thinking about, or she should have been thinking about it anyway. So it's not there, you now come and start saying it. So she's thinking about the different benefits that this man offers that other men who are probably asking her out do not. So she's looking and she's considering exactly why this man is unique and why this man is who she wants to spend the rest of her life with. Yeah, I think that's a very weird but interesting analysis, right? So a man wants to propose to a woman, there has to be a unique selling proposition. There has to be a reason why she wants to marry you and nobody else. There has to be a reason why she thinks she wants to spend the rest of her life with you that she's not going to get anywhere. There has to be something that you're proposing, maybe enjoyment, maybe girlness, you know, you're not going to suffer and all of that. And, it's a unique selling proposition. And, okay, I just remember the short story. Some time back, there was like some years back, there was a guy who was asking me out. And then I did not like how he was asking me out. He was asking me out like, whenever I wanted to ask me out, so like, Orifunke, I like you. And then I'm going to take care of you. And I was like, you take care of me. Are you saying I don't know how to take care of myself? It sounded so weird because at that point I was already independent. I could fend for myself. I was fending for myself. So I didn't understand why he was saying he was going to take care of me and why he thought that was a way, that was something that was going to interest me and say, hey, he says he's going to take care of me. Let me date him. Right? It was so weird for me, and for him that was a proposition. But for me, it wasn't enough. Right, and you would eventually get to know as we move forward why your proposition should not just make sense to you, but should also make sense to your audience. Well, I digressed and I apologize. What is a unique selling proposition? A unique selling proposition, or a USP for short, is something that lets your target market know that you are different from others in the game. In short, it is a differentiator, or if you have more than one, they are differentiators. They are factors that differentiate your brand from other people who are already playing in the market. Every serious brand has unique selling propositions, and that's why even though you have brands that seem to do the same thing, if you're going to patronize one over the other, you are going to have specific reasons why you are patronizing them. You're not just going to pick A and pick B and pick C and pick D. If you're going to go with A, there's a reason you're going with A. If you're going with B, there's a reason that you're going with B. It's because you can find with A what you cannot find with B, or vice versa. So a unique selling proposition is something that communicates to your ideal customers or clients that you are different from the other people who are in your field. I mentioned in our last lesson, you have competitors. You can't say, I don't have competitors, I'm a unique person, I'm a one-man mupo, it's only me in this field. No, you're not the only one in your field. You likely do not know them. They may not be as big as you are. You may just have never encountered them because you're on the same level as they are in another field. But you have competitors. If people do not use you, they have competitors. They have other people that they can use, even if they are replacement competitors or they are indirect competitors. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you have competitors, and because you understand that you have competitors, it means that you need to know why you are different. Why should I come and patronize you as a social media manager when there are hundreds of social media managers around, when there are people I can easily just update my status and say that, oh, I'm looking for a social media manager, and I'm going to get loads of CVs in a couple of hours. So why exactly should I reach out to you and tell you, hey, I want you to manage my social media accounts, right? There are a lot of people who sell clothes on my list. Why should I reach out to you and say, hey, I want this kind of clothes? That is your differentiating factor. It is your unique selling proposition. Having a unique selling proposition is relevant. It's so important, for lack of a better word in quotes. But it's important because you cannot expect to play the large game when you are struggling to fight with other people, providing the same services and providing the same services in the same kind of way. There will always be people who have more than you do. There will always be people who have more money. There will always be people who have a bigger audience, more followers. There will always be people who have more connections in the industry. They have an edge. They have many competitive edges. So if you want to play in the game with those kind of people, then you need a USP. There's no gainsaying. There has to be something. So one of the reasons you may not be selling as much as you are is because people possibly know, oh yeah, she actually does this, she sells this, but there is no uniqueness to you. There is no reason why they feel, oh, I should use this person. If I use this person, I'm going to enjoy my experience. I'm going to enjoy something I'm not going to enjoy with A. And this is the secret, or let me say one of the secrets to having returning customers. Do you understand? So you have brands that have people who buy from them once and come again and again and again. It is because the customers or the clients are getting something from you that they are not getting from other people. That's one important reason why you need to have a unique selling proposition. I hope that is clear. Now, there are a number of questions that you want to ask when it comes to creating a unique selling proposition for your brand so that you can communicate to your audience. And the number one question, cliche but so important, and it cannot be overemphasized, is what you are selling. Are you selling a product? Are you selling a service? Are you selling your knowledge? What exactly are you selling? Where do you fall into in the sales point of view? What are you selling to these people? Right, that's number one. Number two is, who are you selling to? Yes, this is important. And the reason this is important is because different people want different things. Different people appeal, or different people are attracted to different kinds of services. So what may impress a segment A or an age range A may not necessarily impress age range B. People interpret value based on different factors like who they are, where they come from, how old they are, the interests that they have, the social media platforms that they're on, the kinds of things that they are exposed to. So people interpret value differently, and understanding who your target audience are, understanding their behaviors, their personality traits, their interests, their age range, their location would let you know how to craft a unique selling proposition that these people would like. So you're not just looking at it like, oh, I just want to dash you something. No, that's not it. You need to understand who they are and what they are interested in, what their behaviors are. For instance, somebody who, if you're trying to reach people who do not have any education, any form of education, what will appeal to them would be different from people who have up to tertiary education, all things being equal, right? If you're trying to appeal to people who are in their teenage years, what will appeal to them will likely be different from people who are in their 30s or 40s. People just interpret value differently. So it's something you want to pay attention to before you craft your unique selling proposition. The next question that you want to ask is, why should anybody pay attention to me? Why? That's the question. You must always be asking why. If people are not paying attention to you, there's a high chance that you have not shown them why they should pay attention to you, or you don't even know why. Like, can you sit down and ask yourself, why in God's name should anybody pay attention to Orifunke Lawal? Why should you pay attention to Orifunke Lawal Academy? Why? Like, why? Why exactly? Remember I mentioned some lessons ago that as human beings, we are inherently selfish. And this is not in a bad way. It's not in a bad way, but it's in a way that is sort of, we look out for our needs and our wants first. If it's not benefiting me, I likely do not want to do it. There has to be a way it's benefiting me. And it might not even be benefiting me monetarily. It might be benefiting me in terms of fulfillment as well. Right? So why exactly should anybody pay attention to you? If you are unable to sit down and clarify that, you will not be able to communicate it. And that's one problem that I've seen a lot of people have. You are trying to communicate a value that you have not yet clarified. You must be able to clarify the value that you are delivering first, right? And the value that before you communicate the value, you must be able to clarify first before you communicate. Because in communicating, you're coming from a place of self-awareness and personal understanding about why anybody should pay attention to you. And this can also help if you have problems charging for your services or your products. I know that people who provide services often have this issue more. But this can also help you. It will help you to sieve the well-paying clients from the people who don't want to pay you, or the people who always want free stuff from you. Because you know that, if I'm delivering much more, that you're going to get there. So if they say, I'm going to go to A does this, you're like, okay, yes, please, feel free to go. I'm willing to let you go. I always say, I don't like stress, right? Because you know exactly what you're delivering. As a service provider, if you say you want to charge 5,000 naira per hour, there will be somebody else who charges 500 naira per hour. There will be another person else who charges 5 naira per hour. Do you understand? So if your customers come, or your ideal customers come to you and say, hey, this person does this for this, so let's do this and this, you are able to tell them, if I know what I am delivering. Yes. And that's why you came in the first place. If you feel like, you do not want this, it's absolutely okay. You can move on to another person. Another question you also want to ask now is, how am I different from the other people in the industry? And to know how you're going to be different, or how you are different for people who already have brands, how you are different, how you intend to be different, people who do not have brands, how you want to be different, you want to pay attention, you want to find out what your competitors are already doing. And that's why you're needed to have the competitor analysis. So if you've not done your competitor analysis, all this on that I'm saying, all right, so that's why your competitor analysis was important. It allows you to know who these people are, what they're doing, and it allows you to know how you can be different. So for instance, if in your industry everybody is doing free deliveries, you can't say it's a unique selling proposition. You come and then you say, we also do free deliveries. Everybody's already doing free deliveries. So why exactly should I pay attention to you? How are you different from everybody else in the industry who already does what it is that they do? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So how exactly are you different? And to know how you're different, you also need to know how what governs these people, what is already attainable in the market, how they are achieving their sales, how they're making sales, how they're reaching out to their customers, how they are, how they are really achieving their goals, basically. And then you're able to say, so if company A is doing this and they're doing it well, the industry already expects them to be able to figure it out, right? To deliver that instead. How can I come into this industry and deliver something? Look at brands like, let me say, FMCG brands that possibly deliver beverage and all of that. Whenever a new brand is coming into the scene, what they want to do, first of all, is to make themselves different immediately, so much that people want to buy from them. Right, because they know they're new. There are people who already play in this scene. If they're trying to come, it's going to be hard. So what they want to do is come on board, and do something that these existing brands are not already doing. That's why you have brands who may come in and then they are selling their milk more, 50% more than an existing brand already does, or they're selling it at a cheaper price. So when you go to the market, the people are telling you, I think you should buy this, 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 right? And they are also giving you reasons. This is less expensive. This one is more. This one is original. This one is new. This one has different flavors. They're giving you reasons. Because those people understand the market. They know that if they're coming in to deliver at the same pricing or the same differentiating factors that other competing brands have, you are not going to pay attention to them. Right, so now, as we move forward, there are a number of things that you want to pay attention to when paying attention to your USP. Your USP is not something that you just feel like you like, or you just feel like, oh, this thing is nice to have. No, your USP is an intersection between what your target or ideal customers want and what you have or can develop, right? What your target and ideal customers want and what you have and can develop, it's an intersection between them. So it's not just what your customers want, because what your customers want are insatiable. There are a lot. You remember economics and it says human wants are insatiable. There's so much. So it's not just what your customers want. It is what your customers want that you can also deliver. It is that intersection, right? And you also want to pay attention to what your customers want that other brands can also deliver. Because if there are things that your customers want that other brands are delivering, then it just makes it harder, because now you have to do more work to find your differentiating factor. Now, if what your customer wants is what another brand is delivering and is what you also have, it's going to be hard, because now it's going to put you in the middle of every competition, right? So like the instance I gave earlier, you want to give your customers want free deliveries because they don't like to pay for delivery. If you ask them, buy food of 1,500 and delivery of 1,500, they're like, why am I paying delivery of 1,500 when my food is just 1,500 naira? So you decide, okay, so our customers want free delivery. We can give free delivery, but here's the problem. Other brands are also giving free delivery because you guys are competing for the same market share, and your customers all want free delivery. So why will people come to meet you? So it has to be something that the industry or your competitors are not already delivering, but that your customers want or need. Because if you're delivering something that they do not want, that they do not need, you are not going to be reaching them. You're just going to be stressing yourself. Oh, we deliver this, but they don't want it. So if you feel like you have unique selling propositions that these people are not paying attention to, and it just feels like, oh, I really don't know why people are not paying attention to this, then it's likely because it's not what they need. You just feel like it's something that they need, right? So how exactly do you identify your unique selling propositions? There are a number of ways. Number one, we already mentioned this. Identify what your customers need, and identify what they already can get from industries, from companies, or from brands in your industry or your field, and find out, craft what you want to do differently that nobody else is doing, or at least not many people are already doing. So you might decide that, let's assume that you offer, you sell, why do I use, I think I love fashion products a lot. So let's assume that you offer accessories, you sell accessories. Your USP may be that when people buy accessories from you, they get maybe a free cleansing agent to cleanse their accessories and make it last longer. It may be that you sell gadgets and your USP is that you offer free consultation services, so that people if they have issues along the line for the next 6 months or next 3 months or next 1 year, they can give you. Your USP may also be that you give a 30-day refund guarantee. So somebody buys from you and they're not satisfied, they know that after 30 days I'm going to get my money back. If I don't like it, it makes them trust you as well. So there are different things that you want to pay attention to, you can use to craft your unique selling propositions. Another thing you can also do is to get feedback from your existing customers and clients. Sometimes it might be hard, right? It might be hard to say, oh, this is how we want to start, or these are the things we're going to focus on right away. But it helps to use your existing customer feedback and client feedback responses. What are they saying? And that's why in the academy we are super heavy on feedback, because feedback allows you to know what you're doing wrong. It allows you to know what you can do better, right? So feedback is not just to make your head swell and say, hey, they said they are doing this. No, it's also to get relevant information that can help you to keep delivering better for the people who are going to be your future customers. So when an existing customer patronizes you, when somebody uses you, buys something from you, always get feedback from them. And feedback should not always be geared towards sharing on social media. I'm going to take that again. I know that as personal brands and business owners, we often want feedback from people that we buy from, so that we can screenshot and share on social media and let people know that, oh, we sell bags, and when people buy bags from us, we deliver, they're happy customers. But beyond that, your feedback should be geared at you understanding what you need to know, understanding what you can do better, what you can stop doing, what you need to fix. Because without asking or soliciting feedback, they may not give you. A lot of people will not give you feedback if they don't like your services. So you need to ask. So okay, so this person says that we delivered late the last time. She says I didn't speak with her very well. These are things that I can improve on. Now, the things that people are saying are recurring. Your customers are saying about you over and over again. They say, oh, I like her. She has a nice smile, like me. She has a nice smile. She has a warm personality. All of these things are things that you can now say, okay, so if people are raving about this, if they're saying this and this and this again, then it is a USP. If somebody is telling you, oh, I am coming, especially people who are returning customers who take it again, or who come to buy from you again. If they come back again, you don't just look at them like, oh, thank you for coming back. No, why are they coming back? There has to be a reason. They came the first time and they came the second time. So those people are an amazing avenue for you to get feedback that could help you refine your unique selling propositions. There are a number of things. For some people, their unique selling proposition is that the people that they have on their team are people who have many years of experience. So when you're coming on board, you know that, these people are not, small. They're people who have years of experience and who have worked in different companies and can deliver value. For some people, their unique selling propositions is that they have somebody on their team who is very popular on social media. Yes. So this person is very popular on social media, and this person always sells for them. So you have somebody who is a star employee and who is always talking on social media, or come and buy from this brand, I'm a member of this brand. A name comes to mind. It is a unique selling proposition because it helps to bring in money and it helps you to achieve your goals, right? So think about the different positive aspects of what you do, the advantages that you have, and list them out. What does your customer want and need? What are your competitors not already delivering, and what is it that you have to give to these people? Final notes before I close this model. Number one, do not copy USPs. There's a reason they are unique. Don't copy them. Don't say, oh, this brand is doing A, then it means that we necessarily have to do A as well. No, don't do that. Number two, sometimes, actually many times, if you're just starting out, you need to keep working on your USPs. You need to keep delivering. So don't stay at the point where you have analysis paralysis and you're thinking too much about, hey, how do we do this? How it has to be perfect. Many times it's not going to be perfect. So you need to just craft what you can for this level that you are and get out there, communicate it, and get feedback. It is through feedback you'll be able to constantly reiterate your unique selling propositions. So unique selling propositions can be dynamic. They're not, this is what it was last year. This is how it has always been. This is how it will always be. No, you need to reiterate as you understand the market, because the market always changes, as you understand your competitors, and as you understand your business or your personal brand better. So now, what are your unique propositions? Why should I buy from you and not from anybody else who does exactly what you do? Let me know in your groups and see you in our next lesson. Thank you for watching. Bye.